Hello, word nerds, and welcome to the dictionary. My name is Spencer. I am your host, and I am telling you about we got more sciencey gluco words. Hey, let's remind ourselves, and when I say ourselves, I mean just me. Gluco or gluc, that prefix, means glucose. And what does glucose mean? Well, I guess let's read that too. A crystalline sugar, or specifically the sweet, colorless, soluble dextrorotatory form that occurs widely in nature and is the usual form in which carbohydrates is assimilated by animals, and also a syrup. Okay, now that we have that information, we can move on to the first entry in this episode, which is glucose-1-phosphate. The 1 is the number 1, the numeral 1. It's like a vertical line. And then there are hyphens, glucose-1-phosphate. It's a noun from 1938. What is it? I shall tell you. It is an ester, C6H13O9P, that reacts in the presence of a phosphorylase that aldoses and ketoses to yield disaccharides, or with itself in liver and muscle to yield glycogen and phosphoric acid. That's what I thought. You get it. Okay, well, those were some fun words and verbs and nouns, and I hope that you are like, oh, well, that sounds fascinating. I shall go learn more about that. Glucose-1-phosphate? I hope you do. I hope that leads you on just a wonderful future path where you become a glucose-1-phosphate doctor. Okay, let's make a sound effect. We're going to go... Next, we have glucose-phosphate. So we got rid of the 1 in the middle. There's no hyphen. We got rid of the hyphens. We got rid of -1 hyphen. Glucose-phosphate is a noun from 1912. It is a phosphate ester of glucose. And then we have two sub-definitions. A is, glucose-1-phosphate. And B, the synonym is, it's our next entry. You will never guess what this one is. Unless you're a glucose-1-phosphate doctor, then you might know. It is glucose-6-phosphate. We should talk about that, probably. Glucose-6-phosphate is a noun from 1953. It is an ester, C6H13O9P, that is formed from glucose and ATP in the presence of a glucokinase, and that is an essential early stage in glucose metabolism. Oh, you cannot have glucose metabolism if you don't have glucose-6-phosphate. It's a very important factor in that process. I know this, you know this, everybody knows this. Let's look at the chemical line there. This what are we calling that? The chemical, the letters and the numbers? Oh, I forgot the phrase for that. Let's see. I'm just comparing it to glucose-1-phosphate to see how they're different. They both got a C6. They both got an H13. They both got an O9. And they both got a P. So they're exactly the same. What is the difference? Hey, all you glucose-1-phosphate doctors, why don't you tell me what the difference is? All right, now, hey, we're just adding on, aren't we? We've got glucose-6-phosphate dehydrogenase. Dehydrogenase is a new word that we have added to the end of glucose-6-phosphate. It's a noun from 1954. It is an enzyme found especially in red blood cells that dehydrogenates glucose-6-phosphate in a glucose degradation pathway alternative to the Krebs cycle. I have heard of the Krebs cycle, but I don't remember what it is. We'll have to learn about that in the Ks. We're just maybe a few years away from the Ks. Maybe just 2. Okay, so that was that. Well, it was a lot of fun stuff there in those first 4 entries. Do we have more fun stuff? Yeah, I think we do. Let's move on to glucosidase, or glucosidase with Z sounds. This is a noun from 1909. It is an enzyme as maltase that hydrolyzes a glucoside. Some of these words. Glucoside, that's our next entry, actually. And yeah, I don't know. Glucosidase is an enzyme that hydrolyzes a glucoside. That's our next word. Glucoside. I don't even know what I said. Glucoside is a noun from 1855. The synonym is glycoside with a Y. So that will be in, it looks like a couple episodes from now, I think. Or maybe 3. Something like that. Yep, there it is. 1, 2, 3 episodes from now. But especially a glycoside that yields glucose on hydrolysis. So a glucoside is a glycoside. Wait. A glucoside is a glycoside that yields glucose on hydrolysis. My mouth is like, I don't like saying all these words. What are you doing to me? Oh, boy. Okay, glucosidic. That is an adjective. Yeah. That's it. And all of these, I guess, are related to glucose? Probably? Maybe? Now we have glucuronic acid. 2 words. Glucuronic acid. It's acid. It's glucuronic. Noun from 1911. It is a compound, C6H10O7, that occurs especially as a constituent of mucopolysaccharides and combined as a glucuronide. How do you say this word? Glucuronide. Oh my God, I knew that's what it was, but my mouth and brain were like, no, you got to read the pronunciation of the word that's a couple entries from now to actually say that word. So, glucuronic acid is a compound that occurs as a constituent of mucopolysaccharides, and an example of that would be hyaluronic acid. What? Hyaluronic acid, and it's combined as a glucuronide. Everything's breaking down. It's the U sounds, and where does the L go? And glucuronide. Oh my God, we have to stop this immediately. No, let's say more. Okay, now we have glucuronidase or glucuronidase. Noun from 1945. It is an enzyme that hydrolyzes a glucuronide, especially one that occurs widely, as in liver and spleen, and hydrolyzes the beta form of a glucuronide. First try. I got that one on the first try. This episode is just fun words and witnessing me butcher them entirely. Now we have, it's the word. Glucuronide. The emphasis is in the second syllable. Okay, it's a noun from 1934. Don't make me say it again. Any of various derivatives of glucuronic acid that are formed especially as combinations with often toxic aromatic hydroxyl compounds and are excreted in the urine. Bye-bye. When I pee, I say bye-bye to the glucuronide. All right, moving on to, hey, we're done with those words. Thank God. Okay, that just reminded me. We're going to get to the word God soon, aren't we? When is that happening? Go. Lots of forms of go. It's going to happen. Didn't think about that. There it is. That will be episode 104. 10 episodes from now, we'll have the word God. Oh, my God. All right, now let's move on to Oh, this word is so much easier to say. It's glue. Did I make a sound effect? That's what the glue does. Just like sucks it and holds it in there. Okay, glue. First form, noun from the 14th century. 1A, any of various strong adhesive substances. Any of those. But especially a hard protein, chiefly gelatinous substance that absorbs water to form a viscous solution with strong adhesive properties and that is obtained by cooking down collagenous materials. And examples of those materials of collagen would be hides or bones. Yes, did you know that glue, or most glues, all glue, I don't know, not all glues are made from cooking down material from living things. Mostly bones, but I guess hides too, the skin. So, that's why they talk about horses going to the glue factory. They're used in making the glues. I need to find a vegan glue. Jesus, how did I never even think of this? Vegans, hit me up. What glues do you use? Vegan-friendly glues use plant-based or synthetic ingredients, avoiding animal-derived collagen or casein. I mean, it's not like I'm using glue very much, or at all. Top options include Onyx Plus green plant-based glue sticks and liquid glue, which is 88% natural. Also, Tessa Bunny's organic school glue for non-toxic crafting. I want to do toxic crafting. And also, Barely Art Precision Craft Glue for strong paper bonding. And barely is spelled bear like the bear, rar. I got big paws, bear. So, if you are like me and you do not want to support things that have animal products, then you should, and you also glue things. Maybe you glue your hands together. You should go find some of those glues. Okay, now we talked about that. Now we got to move on to 1B. A solution of glue used for sticking things together. I don't know why, but that part, sticking things together, seems so not normal for the dictionary. It just feels a little bit more common. It's using my type of language. I don't have a big vocabulary or a vig vocabulary. I like just words like sticking things together. How can I get to the glue section and not talk about what we would do as children, where we would put the glue on our hand, the Elmer's glue with that, was it a cow? Why did they, oh boy, now I gotta look up this. Did Elmer's glue have a cow on on the label? Why did Elmer's glue, not flu, yep, logo have a cow? There's the autofill. Oh, it's a bull named Elmer because the product was originally manufactured by the Borden Company, a dairy business, and the glue was made from milk protein, casein. Elmer was the husband of Borden's famous mascot, Elsie the cow, making him a logical branded choice for their new product line in the 1950s. Did Elsie and Elmer have a wedding? I mean, I hope that they did. I hope that they had a wonderful wedding and a wonderful marriage. If somebody wants to draw a picture of Elmer and Elsie's wedding, that's great, but I also cannot be supporting this. So they had the dairy business, and then they were like, well, we can use this milk protein that's just sitting around collecting dust, and we can use it to make glue because we know that glue is made from collagenous materials. And we can't use Elsie because Elsie is the mascot of the dairy business because she's so happy that we're stealing her milk and children. And then, so we gotta make up her husband, Elmer the bull. Ugh. Oh boy. Okay. Back to glue. Always back to glue. So sticking things together. 1B, a solution of glue used. Oh, what I was saying was that we would put the Elmer's glue on our hands and let that dry a little bit and then peel it off. And you're like, oh my God, my skin is peeling. because we had fun. Okay, number 2, something that binds together, as in enough social glue to satisfy the human desire for community. That is a quote from E.D. Hirsch Jr. E.D. Hirsch Jr. was talking about enough social glue to satisfy the human desire for community. We want community. We want to meet people and hang out with people and do things with people and get that interaction with other humans who are similar and different. And so there was enough social glue, this thing that was binding us together. We had enough of it to create a community. What's your community? You probably have lots of communities. Gluey is an adjective, and gluily, that is an adverb. Walking down the street, gluily, my feet are sticking to the ground, sticking things together. Okay, let's look at the etymology. This is from Lower Latin, glut or glus, akin to the Latin word gluten, which means glue, and we'll talk about gluten in the next episode. That's that's all, folks. That has been a big topic in the last many years, gluten. And then we have more at the word clay. All right, so that was the first form of glue. What does glue do? It goes. We now have the second form of glue. This is a verb from the 14th century. Looks like it is only transitive. Number 1, to cause to stick tightly with or as if with glue, as in gluing the parts together. What parts do you have to glue together? I hope these are not human parts. Sometimes the human parts like to be together, but I don't think you should glue them together. I think that is a very, very bad idea, unless you have maybe not a very strong glue and maybe a solution that will dissolve the glue and nothing else. I don't know. I'm sure people have done that. I don't know what we're talking about. Now, also, another example. Used that war to glue together a frail story. That is a quote from Gloria Emerson. Gloria Emerson said that they used the war to glue together a frail story. Interesting. Number 2, to cause to remain continuously or to be fixed steadily. This is usually used with the word to, as in the spectators were glued to their seats. Also as in all eyes glued to the TV screen. Well, when you are listening to this podcast in audio form, I fully expect that you are glued to your seat, that you cannot get up, that you are remaining in a fixed, steady situation. You're like, I can't get up. I got to listen to the podcast. I got to listen to the dictionary. There's no way that I can get up. And also, when you're watching this on YouTube, your eyes are glued to the screen. You can't look away. You got to stare. You got to stare right into my eyes as I'm telling you these things. Don't you leave. Don't you move. Don't you get up. You watch me. Okay. We already talked about the etymology. Anything else to say about glue? We talked about how it's made from animal products, and there are some that are not. And we talked about putting glue on your hand to watch your skin come off, and it's got your fingerprint on there. And anything else to say about glue? Cannot think of anything. There's sticks and liquids and other glues, and I don't really use glues. Do I have any glue here? I don't think so. Moving on to... Oh, this is fun. This is glühwein. I don't know exactly how to pronounce the first syllable. It's got the U-E combined into each other. They're smashed. Glühwein. That's what I'm going to say. It is G-L-U-H-W-E-I-N. And you can put the two dots, the umlaut, over the U or not. It is a noun from 1898, and this is mulled wine. Mulled wine is glühwein, and we need to talk about the etymology, of course. It's German glühwein from glühen, which means to mull or to glow. And then also vine, which means wine. Wine, mine, vine, 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 wine, wine. Let's have some glühwein. Okay, to mull, to glow. And I feel like we were talking about this. Was it in the word glow? Maybe? Can't remember. But yes, it's like these spices, and it's warmed up, and you drink it when it's cold out. I think some people, glühwein? I don't know, different ways to pronounce it maybe. Moving on to glum. Glum, adjective from 1547. Number 1, broodingly morose. As in, became glum when they heard the news. They became broodingly morose. They're just like, ugh, I'm sad, I'm feeling down, and I'm brooding about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm in the corner just glum. They heard the news. They became glum. Number 2, the synonyms are dreary and gloomy. Ooh, I wonder if there's a connection between gloomy and glum, or gloom and glum, probably. We have an example, a glum countenance. A dreary, gloomy, glum countenance. For more synonym information, go see the word sullen. Glumly, that's an adjective, and glumness is a noun. Glumness. When you have glumness, you're living glumly. And what can we do to make you feel better? I would like to make you feel better. Is there anything that we can do? Should we bring you a pie? Will that make you feel less glum? Or sometimes you just got to live in the glum a little bit. Just a little bit, and then try to come out of it. We need that balance. Living in the glum too much, I don't know, it's going to start to have an effect. And maybe there's external circumstances that are making you feeling glum for a long time. So we got to make you feel less glum. I hope this podcast, when you are glued to your seat and your eyes to the screen, I hope it makes you feel a little bit less glum for the day. This word is akin to the Middle English glaumen, which means to gloom. To gloom. Do the action of glooming, and then glum. Now we have, I guess would this be pronounced gloom? Let's just check this thing over here. Ooh, yeah, I believe it would be gloom, but it is spelled Glume. Noun from 1789. It is a chaffy bract. A chaffy bract? But specifically, either of 2 empty bracts at the base of the spikelet in grasses. Oh, that bract is so chaffy. Let's look up gloom grass. I don't know what we're talking about. It is a bract, which is a leaf-like structure below a spikelet in the inflorescence, which is the flower cluster of grasses, or the flowers of sedges. So basically, it's a gloom is a leaf-like structure below a spikelet in the flower cluster of grasses. And sometimes grasses, they grow, they sprout, they have these things pop off of them. The grass in the front of your lawn, your typical lawn, might not have any of that, but I think it's maybe because it hasn't grown long enough. So if we look at this picture, there's the upper gloom and the lower gloom and the lower femma or lemma and all these things. So yeah, when it spikes, when there's these spikes and things branch off of a grass, you got glooms, uppers and lowers. I did not know that word because I'm not a grass doctor. Okay, this word is from, it's Latin, or the New Latin gluma, which means hull or husk, akin to the Latin glubere, which means to peel. Yes, it kind of looks like it's peeling off of the grass, and later I will be glooming this banana. I will peel the skin. I'm not just going to eat it like this. That's not how I eat bananas. Let's see. Anything else about that? Oh, there's more at the word cleave. And now we shall go on to our very last word for this episode, which is gluon. 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 Noun from 1971. It is a hypothetical neutral massless particle held to bind together quarks to form hadrons. It is a particle. It is hypothetical, so do they not fully know if it exists? This book is not from this year, so I should look up, do gluons exist? Do they exist? Yes, gluons are considered real elementary particles with the standard model of physics. They are massless bosons that act as the exchange particles for the strong force binding quarks together to form hadrons like protons and neutrons. So these are even smaller than the protons and the neutrons. So you got everything. Everything is made up of molecules. Molecules are made up of atoms. Atoms are made up of neutrons, protons, electrons. And then, I guess, the protons and the neutrons are made up of, and I don't know if this is, but it says that they are hadrons and quarks and bosons and gluons, and I've heard of this stuff, but it's very complicated. So the gluons hold stuff together. Maybe that's why they use the word glue in there, because they're holding stuff together. They stick those bosons together, stick those quarks together with some gluons. But make sure not to put the gluons between your fingers, otherwise they might get stuck. Ooh, I think I've definitely glued my fingers together. Okay, so fascinating stuff. Now, this book maybe needs to be updated to say it's not hypothetical. Maybe they have enough evidence now that they're like, no, we know that these things exist. We've done the tests. I went to CERN. Was it a year or two ago in Switzerland? I was there for a work trip, and I had a day free. So another guy and I went to CERN, CERN, and they have there the Large Hadron Collider. It's not the Large Hard-On Collider, even though their website said that for a bit. It's the hadrons, because they send these particles around in a big old circle at very fast speeds. And then they're like, look at that, we got a thing. And they make them hit each other and go boom and see the particles that are flying off, and fun experiments. Can't do those in your home collider. Yeah, this word is from glue plus on. That's it. Let's pick a word of the episode. Today we had glucose-1-phosphate, glucose-phosphate, glucose-6-phosphate, glucose-6-phosphate dehydrogenase, glucosidase, glucoside, glucuronic acid, glucuronidase, glucuronide, gluvine, glum, gloom, gluon. Well, I have to pick, just because I had such a hard time with it, glucuronide, 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 glucuronide. What is it? I don't understand. Glucuronide. Glucuronide is the word of the episode. Glucuronide. I'm just saying that for my own purposes when I write up stuff when I'm editing this episode. Now, I shall tell you about another movie that I watched. This movie is called Hokum. This is from, I believe, the same director who made a relatively recent movie called Oddity, which I 100% suggest that you watch. Let's see, Oddity, and also, which I don't think they saw, I think their first movie was Caveat, which I need to see. I should say the name of this filmmaker, Damien McCarthy, an Irish filmmaker. And yes, feature lengths. Caveat, then Oddity, and then Hokum. and I hope he's got some new fun stuff coming up. So yeah, Hokum, creepy movie, takes place in Ireland and in a hotel. And I don't want to say too much other than it's got Adam Scott. Didn't expect to see him in this movie, but yeah, he's very good. He's a writer. And yeah, I think you just need to go see it if you want to be like, oh, this is a creepy thing. And it's also funny. Hokum. All right. That's going to be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for checking out this show. Go glue some stuff that's fine to glue. This has been Spencer, dispensing information. Goodbye.